Welcome to the TLC Talk, a podcast by Ohio 4-H Teens. Hello, everyone. My name is Wyatt Morrow, and I am the Communications Committee Chair on the Ohio 4-H Teen Leadership Council. Today's interview is with Ari Wilson. She is the Advocacy Committee Chair on the Ohio 4-H Teen Leadership Council. Ari, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi, my name is Ari. Like Wyatt said, I am the Advocacy Committee Chair on the Ohio State Teen Leadership Council.
So, within your committee, what kind of activities have you guys been doing this year?
Yeah, so this year we started off really strong in September. We planned a promotional booth to be held at the Ohio State Beekeepers Association annual conference. So me and a couple of the members on my committee, we attended that. We passed out promotional materials. We talked to a lot of different people. So that was a really cool experience that we got to do. And then since then, we have been working on our invites for the Ohio 4-H conference, because every year the advocacy committee, we work on sending invites to leaders in the state and even sometimes nationally. We invited a lot of different people, and right now we have a couple different RSVPs that we're working on making a couple things for. And then we also want to plan to do some things later on down the road with like state fair.
Fantastic. That sounds really exciting for your committee this year. So, you've had obviously a lot of involvement with the state, and even some national. So, what is some of that involvement? What have you been able to do?
Yeah, so I started out in my county, obviously, like everybody else. I was a part of my county's junior fair board. I was a part of, obviously, my club. I started out with just officer duties, honestly, and then I kind of just worked my way up. I have been in the Teen Leadership Council for about a year and a half now, going on 2 years. And then also, I have experience with royalty in my county. And then last year, I had the opportunity to attend the True Leaders in Equity Institute in Washington, D.C. Last July. And then I am also have the honor and the opportunity to be able to attend the National 4-H Conference this year in April.
Fantastic. With True Leaders in Equity, what was that experience like? What were some of your fondest memories of that, and what did you get to do?
Yeah, so that is definitely one of the things that I'm going to remember the most about my experience in 4-H. It was an institute dedicated to teaching youth in 4-H about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so the purpose of it was that groups from different states, delegates, they had to come up with just kind of like a problem that they saw in their communities, in their state's 4-H programs, and take it to the national level and complete a sort of a just kind of make like an action plan. We made an action plan for 3 different communities in Ohio 4-H that we saw disparity in, and we are continuing to work towards that. We got to present it to other states when we were in DC. We got to meet a lot of really cool National 4-H Council representatives and leaders, and we're still working on it. So it's kind of goes like over time, but I really had a good experience there. I feel like it really taught me where diversity and equity and inclusion fits in 4-H, and it's not just, what you have in your counties or what you have like with your project areas. It's a lot more than that. So.
Now, we've talked before about, writing those essays to qualify for National 4-H Conference. How did this inspire you to write your essay for a National 4-H Conference?
Yeah, so ever since I started doing the work for True Leaders in Equity, it's really brought me to think a lot about diversity and equity in Ohio 4-H. It's something that I'm really passionate about. I feel like 4-H has really taught me how to like really be myself and really appreciate the differences between myself and others. And I was really passionate about some different areas in my own county and in Ohio 4-H that I felt were lacking for different reasons, different disparities for different groups. But it was really just something that I was passionate about, and I feel like when you're passionate about something, like you have to speak about it, you have to do something about that. So that's really what my essay was on. It came from the heart, I feel like, and that's my advice when I talk to people about like writing essays and stuff is make it come from your heart. Make sure that it's something that you really care about. So.
Absolutely. That is fantastic. And it is going to be so exciting to go to conference in
Yes.
April. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah, do you have any lasting advice for 4-H members watching this?
My biggest advice would be to be yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself because I really think that 4 H is the best place for that. I think that there is room for everybody in 4 H, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Today's interview is with Kyra Bradshaw. She is the Community Service Committee Chair on the Ohio 4-H Teen Leadership Council. Kyra, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
So my name is Kyra Bradshaw. I'm really involved in a lot of things in 4-H. As you said, I'm the Community Service Chair. I'm also president of our Junior Fair Board. I'm involved in County Fashion Board and pretty much everything you can be involved in our county. I've gone to National 4-H Congress and will be going to conference in a couple months. And I take a lot of projects. I've done everything from shooting sports, animal science, sewing, thrifting, cooking, and pretty much everything in between.
Fantastic. Now, what are some things that your committee has been doing this year?
So my committee is actually working on 4 different projects right now. So today we're going to be painting kindness rocks, and then we also did a clothing collection drive for a homeless shelter. At our next meeting, we're going to be making Easter baskets for kids in orphanages. And then at the Ohio 4-H conference, we are going to be making dog toys throughout the day. And at the luncheon, we're going to be making cards for educators.
Fantastic. Now, what inspired some of these ideas and service projects that you guys are taking on?
Probably just being on TLC in the past and looking up ideas online. I've been on the community service chair at my high school, and so I've done a lot of community service stuff throughout my time in 4-H and a lot of brainstorming from my committee because I definitely couldn't have come up with all of these ideas myself, so a lot of it came from the committee.
Now, you talked about National 4-H Congress. What achievement award did you win?
I won for shooting sports.
How was your experience there? Was there anything that stood out to you? Any just fun memories about that?
Probably one of my favorite things was the main keynote speaker sessions. Those were a lot of fun. The woman who was in the documentary Walk Ride Rodeo was there, and we got to listen to her do a speech that was really powerful. So it was really awesome.
What was the speech about?
It was about her journey, and so she ended up becoming paralyzed, and her goal was to be able to walk, ride horses, and be in the rodeo. And it was about how she overcame her challenges and was able to continue doing rodeo and then still win national titles.
That is such an inspirational story, but to hear. Now, you talked about, your involvement on a little thing. What are some of your fondest memories, whether that's the county, the state level, national level even?
I would say a couple of my favorite memories would definitely include being the Franklin County Fair Princess because it gave me the opportunity to step out of my comfort zone and just get to know a lot of people from across the state. And secondly, I would say the National 4-H Congress was a lot of fun because I got to meet people from across the country and make friends with a lot of different people.
Great. Do you have any lasting comments for the interview?
Um,
Any advice, maybe?
I would say advice would be to get involved in 4-H, and you never know the places that it can take you because when I first joined 4-H, I was very shy and I hid behind my mom at our first 4-H meeting actually, didn't speak to anyone, and then 7 years later I'm going to national conferences and have had the opportunity to be royalty and just meet a lot of wonderful people throughout this program.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Today's interview is with Lauren Schulte. She is the Fundraising Committee Chair on the Ohio 4-H Teen Leadership Council. Lauren, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Lauren Schulte. I'm the Fundraising Committee Chair, and I am from Putnam County.
Now, being from Putnam County, what are some prior experiences you've had throughout your county?
Through my county, we have Junior Fair Board, so we run shows, help out the Senior Fair Board as much as needed, and then we do Camp Counselor, which we are a counselor at 4-H Camp Palmer.
Fantastic. Now, with your committee, you're on fundraising, so what are some things that your committee has been doing this year?
So on our committee, we start with brainstorming ideas that people would want to buy, and then we create them, go through OSU's branding, and then we sell them at conference and Ohio State Fair.
Perfect. So make sure you check out for our merchandising. They will be at Ohio 4-H Conference and the Ohio State Fair, like Lauren said. So what are some of your fondest 4-H memories, throughout your county and the state level? What are some of your favorite memories?
Some of my favorite memories through 4-H is definitely showing my livestock. I show steers and sheep, and I do it really competitively, and I create a lot of memories. And then another one of my favorite memories is at 4-H camp, we all get in our formal dresses on the last day and jump in the pool.
That definitely sounds like a fun time. What has been your favorite award in livestock? Like, what has been the most meaningful one to you so far?
My most meaningful one was last year winning Reserve Grand Champion steer, because we put a lot of hard work into this steer, and it just meant so much because you have a connection to them, and obviously you want them to do well.
Absolutely. Is there any lasting comments that you have? Maybe some advice for 4-H members watching this?
Some advice is to get out there, find new opportunities that you may not know about, search, research, and just have fun.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Check out for more episodes coming soon on our channel.